Come on in, welcome to my home. Today I thought I'd do something different, take you through a little bit of my morning, and then catch you up on a few things which are going on around the house and those sort of things. But the first thing I always do is make the bed and get the day started. So, let's go! So I thought today, by showing you what I do in my morning, might really help you understand why I do some of the things that I do and some of the things that I don't do with my videos. I mean, when you think about it, most of the things that you see in my videos are things that I actually use, and that becomes a really important point, is because I get a lot of requests to make things or do things in videos that I would never ever use. And that becomes an issue, because a lot of times I've seen other places and other things make stuff or do things that once it's done, they have this item which they probably will never eat, will never use. It has to be then shipped out or farmed out to some place. Whereas I really like to do things that make sense for my life. I don't want to create this whole consumerism thing where I just want you to go out and buy stuff simply because I said that's what I like. No, usually when I say that's what I like, it's because I've actually used it. Because I get a lot of requests for making review videos, and some of them are really weird. Some of them are items that I would have absolutely no reason to use. Other of them are things that, like, I'll get the request on a Friday and they're expecting the review to be done and up and ready to go by the next Friday. To which I'm like, well, that's interesting. That really is. However, what kind of review can I give you if I only have the thing for like a few days? I can't give a really great review because, well, I haven't used it that much. And there is a channel that I love which is called 6 Months Later, where they review an item that they've been using for at least 6 months. And I think that can give you a really good review. So the items which I try to review, or the items that I try to, tell you about, there are things that I really do use. Especially what I think is fun is like all the things which I've talked about in videos, say like the whole cleaning of the shelves. Well, I did that video where you only clean one shelf or one drawer a day. Well, I still do that. And it really helps. It gets things done. It doesn't take a lot of time, and I can work my way through the house. Even things to the whole morning smoothie, the mocha smoothie. I have that 4 days a week. My dog treats, make those all the time. And that's where I think this is sort of interesting, is the fact that, let's talk about my office, this very room. My whole intention was to remake my office and do all these great things with my office. And then suddenly it became an issue of products going really expensive. Like the prices of things went really, really high. And it became an issue of the fact that to try to do the office the way that I want it to do was just prohibitively expensive. So what did I have to do? I had to try to figure out how I could get the office to look semi like I want it to using the items that I had. And so I did. I got it to where it functions, it works. I'm pretty happy with it. Are there other things I'd love to do with it? Oh yeah, there are lots of other things that I'd like to do with it. Am I still planning on doing those office videos? Oh yeah, you bet. But we have to look at the big picture, and the big picture says not everything can happen in the amount of time that we had planned or in the way that we had planned, and that's okay. I like to take things in little sections. Let's take my vacuuming. You might be surprised to know this, but I do not vacuum my house every day. Nope, nope. In fact, I run my robot vacuum in each section. I've divided my house into 3 sections: bedroom, living room, and then the office area. I run one of those sections a day, so that way the whole house gets cleaned. I don't really have to clean it. I just move the furniture out, put the furniture back once it's done, and it gets cleaned, and it's really cool. I can get things done that way simply because one of the big things is I live alone. By living alone, that changes things quite a bit. You'll also be surprised to find out that I do not clean my house, my full entire house, every week. Like I said, I live alone. On Tuesdays, what happens is I will clean a section, usually those sections, although I think it's actually divided into 4 sections because I have my wet rooms, my bedroom, my living room, dining room, and my office. Those are all separate sections, and then I will clean those once a week. I mean, one on Tuesday every week. So it only really gets cleaned once a month. Is that okay? Yeah, except for the dog hair, which gets sucked up by the vacuum. We're good, because that's the way that works for me. Like I said, by living alone, that changes everything, because things that don't get dirty, I'm not just cleaning it, and that's why a lot of times people are like, we'd love to see you bring back the cleaning videos. Well, towards the end, it got to the point where I was cleaning nothing. I was cleaning clean rooms because they weren't getting dirty enough for me to clean them. And I've seen those channels where it looks like, the police are going to be saying, well, there was a struggle in the room, and they have to clean their house thoroughly every day, practically. I don't have that, so those videos sort of went by the wayside. Just like my cooking videos. Without having people coming in to try things, or big groups of things, I was getting a freezer full of food. So those went by the wayside. Now I just do those occasionally. But this time I really wanted to show you that, yes, I actually do use my calendar and my to-do list, because that's how I get things done. And that's what's really important. You have to find the system that works for you, how you can get things done, and go with that system. Is it going to work for everybody? No, that's absolutely okay. But this is what works for me. This is how I start every morning. And one of the really important ones was my pictures. It was my own mistake. I did what probably a lot of you do, where you take your pictures and then you save them somewhere, but you don't label them in a way that makes sense. And that's okay, until you're like, well, they're all done by date. Well, that's great, until you need to change the date of pictures that you scanned from a long time ago. And what I found the easiest thing for me to do was to actually change the title. So when I title my pictures, or give them a name, I give it a name that starts off with the 4-digit year, the 2-digit month, and the 2-digit date. So that way, if I did something on April 1st, 2022, it would be 20220401. And then I would give it the label of things which would make sense. My backyard, I keep labeling backyard, so that way when I want to get pictures of the fog with the backyard, I can find that just simply by doing a search of fog backyard. No problem. And it really does help. Things that I found that really helped are things like labeling my pictures for Christmas with the date it was taken, and then also Christmas and the year it was taken. Simply because that way I can then do that, and I can break it down to the whole Christmas 2021 living room. Voila, I can find that picture. It is wonderful, and it works really well, and it helps me do things like go back in time and look at these pictures, where I can now look at the old pictures. And I've talked about this. I have all these videos which explain how to do these things, but I really want you to know that the videos that I do, I actually live them. I live by these videos because I'm showing you things that work for me and how I do them. And I'm showing you things that I actually use. One of the biggest videos that I have is my Cool Whip video. And guess what? I actually use that stuff. If I'm going to be getting Cool Whip, I do my stabilized whipping cream, and I have a natural Cool Whip, and everybody's happy and they love it. It tastes great and it works, because I really want this channel to be sort of honest. I mean, I want this channel to show you that, hey, this is how things work, and I've even talked about the pictures that I've taken, because you've seen the pictures, like this shot right here. The light is on in the laundry room, the lights are on in the kitchen, which is what you can see there, and then I have the overhead light and a window in front of me. Is this natural? No, it's not. It's a highlighted version. I've talked about this. Do I journal? Every day. I journal every single day. So yeah, this is what I love about doing these videos, is showing you these are real things that I actually do versus the whole, these are things that I'm doing so that I can get clicks on videos. I'm not. I'm doing these things because this is how I live my life. My dog loves my dog treats. My house gets cleaned the way it does. This is what happens. This is my morning routine, 100%. In fact, you probably saw on the video, hopefully I got that in there, of like my list. Filming this video is what I do on Monday mornings. Yes, it is Monday morning. And so I'm filming this video, then I will edit the video, it will go out to my patrons, they will have it for 2 weeks, and then you will see it. So it's 2 weeks before you guys actually see it that was actually made. And that's cool. I mean, I haven't done my walking yet, so my exercise isn't done. There are a few things that I still need to do there, but this is it. This is how I live my life. So when you ask me if I can do a video, it's going to be, yeah, I'll try to do the video and I'll see if I can work it into my life. But I want you to know that realistically, I really am doing these things. I am not just giving you this thing and saying, hey, this works, even though I really don't do it. I do. And that's why you're not seeing the videos for the porch yet, because one, it's been raining like crazy, and two, it just turned slightly warmer. So I mean, it's pretty warm today. It's not bad as I was doing. Yes, I meditate in the morning. As I was doing that this morning, also, I'm smart enough to know that our last frost date is about the 20th, 24th of May, and putting things out there before then, that might not be the really best idea. So when it gets closer to that date, you will see my porch being done. You will see me cleaning up the porch so it'll be all ready for the wonderful part. And yeah, it's just about time for me to, is it? Soon it'll be time for me to do the refresh of the decorations. For the first time ever, I really do like the decorations in this office. It works really well. It makes me really happy. Well, what about you? How do you live your life? Have you used any of the ideas that I've given you to help shape your life, shape your day? Let me know down in the comments. If you have ideas that you'd like to see me do, let me know. Maybe you have ideas that really will work into my life, or maybe you have questions on how I do things, and we'll see if we can get a video about that. Let me know down in the comments. I'd like to take this time to really thank these patrons. These are the people who really help make this channel go. We have great discussions over on Patreon about things which are happening. And also, they get to see these videos early. They see them 2 weeks before you see them. And then if I have a question on what should I do next, they'll give me ideas. And that's really fun. So if you are interested, you can join that. If you don't want to, if you're not interested in joining Patreon, do you know what you can really do to help this channel? Give this video a like, share, remember to subscribe. Subscribing to a YouTube channel really does help the YouTube algorithm. I know you hear it from everybody, but it really does keep the channel going and everything. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.